What's going on, everybody, and welcome back. Solstice is finally here, and did it bring some fantastic changes? This is probably one of the best Solstice events that I have ever played. It's got a great new armor set, fantastic archetype perks, but more importantly, some of the coolest looking weapons that we have gotten in a long time. I'm beyond excited to share this with you today, so buckle up because this one is wild. Not only is it extremely easy to farm the weapons as well as the armor in Solstice this year, but this has the most insane SMG that I have seen in a long time. This solar SMG, the Yeartide Apex, is just insane. One of the best perk combination pulls that we've seen in a long time. The god roll potential is through the roof in both PvE and in PvP. Not to mention the insane tier 5 holofoils that you can get. Even if you don't have a tier 5, this thing is completely worth the grind. Now, before we dive into the perks that you should be looking for, let's break down how you can easily farm for this for yourself. You've got multiple options. If you're a solo player, of course, you can be running solo ops. There's also Pinnacle ops, Fire Team ops, and even the Scorch playlist in Crucible. And what you want to be focusing on is a activity that has the bonus drop distorted Solstice engrams. These are going to be your golden ticket, granting you a Solstice drop every time you complete that activity and earn that bonus reward. Now listen up, because this part is key. If you open your Solstice tab and you scroll to the bottom where you'll see Solstice Forge, do not pick that up because it's going to forge a piece of armor. It does cost some alloy, sure, but by doing that, it is going to add that piece of armor to your loot pool. So if you want to be grinding armor, go for it. But if you want to be grinding specifically just the weapons, do not forge a piece of armor, at least not yet. So we want to maximize our weapon drops and do what I say and not what I do, because I forged armor not realizing, it's going to make it so my weapon drops are not as common because it added armor to the loot pool. So we want to avoid that at all costs while we're farming the weapons. So as I was farming this, trying to get some good rolls, trying to get the stuff that I wanted to show you guys, I was able to get the perfect tier 5 holo drop for the Yeartide at only power level 310, and I think my Guardian rank was at 7 when I got it to drop. So you can definitely get tier 5 weapons and armor drops fairly easily with this Solstice event. That means even if you are underleveled under that 400 where people normally start seeing these tier 5s, you can still get some juicy loot just by grinding Solstice. And if you're looking for a fire team, check out our Discord linked down below. There's a fantastic community there that is looking to grind some Solstice stuff, as well as drop by our stream where we're going to be grinding Solstice all weekend. Now let's talk perks, because this is where the Yeartide really shines. If you've managed to land a tier 4 or tier 5, you're going to have those 3 perk choices in each column, but even a good tier 3 is going to be more than satisfactory. But tier 5s do give you the shiny. I can't deny that. It looks fantastic. Plus, enhanced origin traits are a really nice thing. But let's break down the perk options in the 3rd and 4th column and what you should be going for. In column 3, we've got Transcendent Moment. So final blows grant bonus stats based on the weapon's damage type. With this being a solar weapon, it'll grant you increased stability as well as handling. Then there's Recycled Energy, that new perk from Heresy, where reloading after defeating targets grants energy to your lowest ability. Next up, of course, is the Heal Clip. Everyone knows on solar weapons that it was a fantastic choice, giving you cure ×2 after a weapon defeat, as well as your allies cure ×1. Then we've got Feeding Frenzy for faster reloading that stacks up to 3 times. Lone Wolf, which is utterly fantastic for PvP, improving your aim assist, aim down sight speed, as well as your airborne effectiveness. Then we have one of my favorite perks in the game, Attrition Orbs. This doesn't require direct hits. It doesn't require kills. Just on sustained damage around 67% of the magazine from this SMG, it is going to create an orb of power that grants you 0.8% super energy. Though it may not seem like a lot, but in ad-dense activities and killing and defeating a bunch of targets and constantly shooting them, it is going to create orb after orb after orb, just feeding into your super. Lastly, there is Demolitionist, where weapon defeats grant 10% grenade energy. Now, the 2 standout perks in this column to me are going to be Heal Clip as well as Attrition Orbs. I lean towards Attrition Orbs because not only can you create an orb of power, you can also build into Attrition Orbs for healing. Now, your fourth column, we've got the new perk Burning Ambition, where dealing sustained damage scorches the target, and dealing damage to a target that is scorched will further inflict scorch. Now, this is going to pair extremely well with attrition orbs and harder content, creating orbs of power, and constantly scorching targets, meaning this thing can also stun unstoppable champions because it will scorch and ignite them. Next up, we've got another new perk, Binary Orbit, where elemental final blows opposite this weapon's damage increases it for a short duration, meaning Strand Stasis will buff this weapon, which is a damage buff of 25% for about 8.5 seconds. Fairly easy to proc, but there's definitely other ways you can get damage on this that don't require other weapons to proc that damage buff. Then there's of course the classic Incandescent, where defeating targets spread scorch to nearby combatants, with regular solar explosions applying 30 scorch stacks or 40 scorch stacks if you're using Ember of Ashes with it. We all know the heal clip Incandescent is a fantastic combination, but with so many ways to build into healing, is it really the best in slot? Next up, there is Harmony, where weapon final blows improve this weapon's damage and performance, but of course you have to get a weapon defeat from another weapon. It's a 20% increase to damage, so technically, Binary Orbit's actually a better option in that slot. Then we have the Salvation's Edge raid perk, Chaos Shaped, making its way onto this Solstice weapon, where being in combat for 12 seconds grants a stack of Chaos Reshaped for 7 seconds. And maintaining that first stack for 12 seconds will grant you a second stack. But what do those stacks do? At your first stack, you will have a 20% increase to damage. Now at your second stack, you will have a 35% increase to damage. This to me is another perk that is great in harder in content. Plus, it will also grant you a periodic burst of healing at that second stack. Now, lastly is going to be Target Lock. And for me, this again is another PvP perk, though if you're on a Titan with your Peacekeepers, this could be the play as well, or even Chaos Reshaped for harder in content. But what is the God roll? What should you be going after? For me, my main pick right here is going to be Attrition Orbs and Incandescent, swapping out Burning Ambition depending on the activities that we're doing. For me, Burning Ambition is great for harder in content, or if I don't want to run something like double primaries to stun champions, I can take care of overloads and unstoppables with this SMG if I'm running Burning Ambition. Now, Incandescent is extremely good as well, whatever type of content you're pairing, especially if you have a Healing Warlock build. Again, we're going to link our build down below. It is great for this just Incandescent Scorch build. Now, Attrition Orbs is just going to help you further build into healing. It's going to further help build into your super regen, as well as if you're running any type of surge mods, making sure you have armor chargers for that or the fonts that you're running on your armor. Plus, this SMG is amazing with the artifact mods and has fantastic synergy. You've got Fever and Chill, so rapid precision hits with the solar weapon will grant you Radiant, as well as rapid solar kills will also grant you Radiant. Plus, pairing that with Radiant Shrapnel, so when you're Radiant and you're shooting and defeating scorched targets, it is going to release solar projectiles that just further deal damage. If you debuff anything with Strand or Stasis, you've got Cauterized Darkness, causing non-boss combatants to take increased solar damage, not just from your Yeartide, but from every solar source. And then you can further pair this with Siphon mods, one to get a Surge mod going, as well as increasing your super regen from Attrition Orbs plus from the Siphon mods. It's all going to stack up a ton of area of effect, scorch, and just ignition damage, helping you get your super back even faster. Plus, you have the ability to stun multiple champions if you're running Burning Ambition. Like I said, Attrition Orbs Incandescent just feels absolutely insane, and I actually even grinded the Rite of the Nine for a No Survivors Adept for this very specific role for solar builds this episode, or season, whatever you want to call it. Now, one last thing that you're going to want to add into this is the volatile mod Temporal Blast. It is the Season 27 exclusive mod where your weapon stores damage, and at 5 stacks, that next shot creates an explosive blast. It's perfect for harder in content, whether you're running solo, pinnacles, fire teams. It is a fantastic mod, and you definitely can feel the difference. This gun is going to carry you through Solstice and any other activity you guys want to be doing. Heal Clip Incandescent, of course, if you want to go for the original roll, but I do suggest giving this Attrition Orbs and Incandescent roll a shot. Or hell, even something spicy like Chaos Reshaped won't be a bad pick. We're going to be grinding Solstice all week long, hunting for more tier 5s, so come hang out with us over at twitch.tv/JamesTheAvatar, link down below. As well, again, if you're looking for a fire team, feel free to join the Discord, start making some friends, and let's get those drops. Thank you all for coming and watching, and I will catch you in the next one.